With 3 days remaining on this Duchess collection, we have yet another set of events, being Fog and Runner. Yes, again, it was like literally a week ago that we had this set of events, but we will be having more Fog events, and you know what that means? That means more guides have been posted into the DC event guide section. In fact, I'm uploading these early if you can't see, but these maps are going to be very, very similar in a way to the previous set that we just had. But essentially, we've got map 1, map 2, and map 3, and you can download all of these for free inside my Discord server. But just to take a look at these, this map is slightly different because there is actually a set of keys in the bottom right-hand section of this map, which makes like the event items only path a lot more expensive because it's just like there's keys in the middle of nowhere pretty much, which is very annoying. But if you were just going for the event items only, it would come to about 5,000 total cost, 4,790, and the amount of currency that we can get from these two events is going to be the same as before, 10,250, assuming nothing goes wrong, like with the puzzle event, of course. But that is map 1, so that's only the event items, so insignias, mully chest, and keys. Then we've got map 2, which is insignias, mully chest, keys, and the legendary dragon available on your island, which is going to cost 7,785, which should be easily doable from resets and runner currency alone. And then map 3 is a very bodged together map, which includes every single dragon and all event items. So it looks very messy, it is very messy, but you're going to be going over many tiles if you want every single dragon from this event. And total cost is roughly 11,345, assuming my math hasn't been wrong somewhere. But if you watch ads, that should be doable in theory, but it's going to depend on what your ad drops are, and that assumes that you get all quest drops, all runner currency, all of your reset currency also. So that's roughly very similar in terms of cost compared to the previous set of Fog plus Runner. But do remember that they did mention that these event structures will be changing very shortly. So this may be our last set of, you know, weird double events and mini easy Fog events. Because if you remember from a few months ago, Fog events used to be a massive pain. Like really difficult to get all of the event items in. The item drops used to be like ×2, ×3 drops and everything like that. And it used to be very difficult to finish the collections, but still doable for free-to-plays. But we shall see how these go with this next set of events. But as I said, I'm doing this a little bit early, so I'm doing it the day before because I'm not going to be around, well, at the time of you seeing this video. You know, you've got 155 very tasty Alliance gems coming our way, and I will say that if you are either a new player or a player that's returning to the game and you're not already in a level 6 Alliance, I do highly recommend it, because literally if you can get the minimum amount of points in these chests, so you know 170,000, 160,000, whatever the requirement might be on that chest, because it does change each time, but if you can get 8,500 points in that Alliance, which is 5%, that's 155 gems for you at the end of a 3-day long event. And 155 gems in 3 days is very tasty. But you do need to be able to hit your chest minimums every single chest. So that includes arena, it includes leagues, it includes all of them. So I get why, that's the reason why our Alliance has a 100,000 master point requirement, because it didn't used to, and unfortunately, as much as I hate to say it, some of you lower level guys out there you don't keep playing the game for very long. So rather than go through 5 bajillion members, I would rather set the master points a bit higher, get some more consistent players. You know, I do feel bad because I was also at that point where I was a returning player. I knew that I was going to be active. I knew that I was going to get points. But it's hard to prove that to someone else that you're applying to, you know what I mean? Because there's so many lower level players that do just stop playing the game. I mean, I'm level 117, which isn't actually that high, and you know, eventually we will get to level 150, get the extra food and everything, but you know, I can't really build any more habitats because I've got no space, hence why my level is really slow at growing at the moment. But we do get little bits and tidbits from hatching dragons and everything like that, but oh well, it is what it is. you know, for the meantime, because we have nothing to do in this puzzle event, I've just been like hatching and breeding random dragons, because like Super Flame, who cares about him? I'm just gonna sell him. He's useless. But also with the leaderboard event, we are very, very close at the moment. If we watch our ads and maybe do an extra Wizard's Hollow, we might be able to beat this person in position 1. We'll have to see where they go tomorrow. And the other thing that I also have to wait on tomorrow is going to be a rush, which I've been getting like ×2 drops on everything, but because of the alliance chest going on, I've also been grinding a lot of the rush. As you can see here, my chest is on cooldown, but I'm still doing battles because of our alliance chest. So yeah, lots of grinding going on. Our lovely Beauregard and our Bolt Dragons coming in handy. And you know, when we had the Bolt event, I remember some people being like, whoa, Bolt with skin sounds crazy. And then other people saying, Bolt? Useless. And you know, I've actually used Bolt a lot in some of these arenas, and I do actually really like him. You might question the perks, but it's mainly because of the teams that I've been using him with, why I do that. And then of course Beauregard's got his HP and his Phoenix perks on there. But you know, I do quite like skill-based matchmaking when it actually works, because it does give you some very close fights every single time, but you should be able to just about squeeze them out. A successful victory even without our Winston's tower. So we've been doing pretty decently, you know, losing the occasional fight, but for the most part it goes pretty well. So don't listen to these people telling you that you need like an entire profile of heroic VIPs at level 70. It's genuinely not true. I even have my dragons at lower level, which means that against other level 70s they always go second, and I'm still winning majority of my battles. So I don't know. We can talk about what is meta and what is, you know, actually the best choice in the whole game, the biggest meta picks, but I think there's a big difference between the bestest picks and what you actually need to succeed in this game. You know, as long as you're playing the events, you're getting the extra items. I say that, but obviously with Duchess Collection, we've been screwed over a little bit on that one, because, you know, if I show you my maze event progress, it's not that our progress was bad, but because we couldn't get the extra currency from puzzle because the puzzle was broken, we sit here when we easily could have gotten those ×6 keys. So it's just very annoying. They did say that apparently you don't need to submit a support ticket to get your puzzle currency that you're owed, but we're going to see what the actual compensation for the puzzle event is. Oh, well, you'll hopefully already know by the time this goes up, but you know, my only goal in this puzzle event, I guess, is to pick up an extra Titan chest, see if we can get Wind Titan out of that, because I actually still need Wind Titan, believe it or not. I have so many Titan Dragons in my inventory. Like, if I look in my storage right now, you'll just see that we have tons of duplicate Titans, but I still don't even have Light Titan, because I traded out some orbs for it, and Wind Titan, the same thing. I had 100 orbs for Wind Titan, but then I traded them out for other mythicals, and it's like, oh yeah, I actually kind of need Wind Titan at some point. So, you know, Titan Egg chest, if you want to give me Wind Titan, I will be very happy about that. But you get so many duplicate Titans from events. I remember the first time I got a Titan, I was so excited, genuinely. And then, like, look at all of these dupes, and I have hatched and recalled some of these before to trade off with people, like tons of them. So it's not like these are the only dupes I've gotten. It's just you end up getting so many in events, and even from heroic races, if you push past level 18, you'll get an extra one each time. But I don't do that in heroic races. If I did, my goodness, I would have jillions of Titans by now. But you know, it's a very different world when you're a new player versus someone that, you know, I've been returning for like 2 years and 2 months now, just under. And, you know, you end up stacking on a lot of stuff. The other thing that I do just want to very quickly remind everyone of is the orbs in the orb shop, because, you know, I have mentioned this many times. If you're not aware, please go into your orb shop every 12 hours and claim these orbs on the far right, because all of these others are gems, whereas these ones on the right are all gold. And this is the primary way that I managed to get my hands on so many orbs of random heroics, because, like, if I look at how many heroics I actually have, grand total, like if we go to dragons and go to heroic, you'll see that I actually own the grand majority of the heroics in the game. And out of these ones, the ones that I don't already have summoned, well, I have enough orbs to summon them, or I'm very close to it. So when it comes to Heroics in general. Actually, why am I searching that? Let's go via this. But when it comes to getting heroics and just random dragons in general, you will get a lot of them over time just via either event grinding or just random places like chests, shop, whatever it might be. I think there's only like 3 heroics that I won't have. Yeah, High Portal, High Crypt Keeper, and I think there's a couple. Oh, is that it? Just 2 of them. I'm just missing 2 of them, I think. I have all of the other ones. So these High Portal and High Crypt Keeper, I did trade their orbs away, but I will be getting enough orbs of these either from the shop or just a couple of trades. And then that's it. We have enough orbs for like every single heroic in the game, outside of Summon Happy Hour. But obviously I'd rather not use any jokers on these, so I'd just trade for these or just wait to get these from the shop. But you know, you'll easily get there over time if you keep grinding the game out. And again, I'm fully free to play. I've never spent a cent, never will spend a penny. But you can definitely get there. And if you grinded harder than I've grinded, well, you could be there even sooner than myself. It's kind of a shame that, you know, I'm stuck at 500,000 master points, but I was at 500,000 like months ago, and then I had to sell a bunch of my very rares and that because I don't have space, which is a big shame. But, you know, I'm sure we'll get to 600,000 master points before we know it, especially if I end up buying another island, because look, I'm at 608 gems, and this is on sale. It goes on sale like twice a week, and it's 680, and let's be honest, I've needed this space for about 5 bajillion years. So, once you get to a point where you've been grinding events for a long while, you'll also be exactly where I am. That's assuming you keep playing the game, obviously, if you're not already there, or you're not already way ahead of where I am. But, you know, all of this is obtainable, free to play, even with not crazy luck all the time or anything like that. Very, very much so. So, I guess that was just me letting you know that you can do all of this free to play. Don't be worried about seeing all of these like level 69, level 70 dragons, heroic VIPs. You don't need to worry about the heroic VIPs too much. They obviously help, but they're not the end of the world. If anything, this profile should show you that, because I don't actually have a single heroic VIP at level 69 or 70, and we still do absolutely fine in everything in game, thanks to skill-based matchmaking and just how easy this game is in general. We will have Harpy there very soon, and we do actually have Highest Supreme at E3, which maybe we'll do eventually, but I'll probably do Harpy at a different heroic VIP straight after. But, you know, my TLDR for today is enjoy the game, grind it as much as you want to, don't feel like you're missing out on too much, but make sure you're at least doing all the event stuff, because grinding out the events, getting the event items when the events aren't broken will genuinely make a big difference to your progress. And so that's why I wish you all the best with all of your mazing, all of your fogging, all of your puzzling when they're not broken. I'm going to keep adding that every single time I mention the puzzle event from now on, aren't I? But anyway, I think that's everything that I wanted to go through for now. So very best of luck to you. I hope that we get the compensation very shortly if we haven't already gotten it by the time you see this. But for now, I'm going to go chillax and wait for my lovely, lovely Alliance chest gemmies to come in.